Thanks for having me on the show. My name is Molly Vulpyne. This is my latest song called Dead in the Water, my first solo song. Hope you like it.
It's dead in the water, honey, dead in the sea. I feel nothing for you lately. Finally, it's not something you said or something you did. I'm nothing to give. I just want to get back to myself again. Who is this person I see? I hate this version of me. I thought that I was free. It's dead in the water, honey, dead in the sea. I feel nothing, nothing for you. It's not something you said or something you did. I'm nothing to give. I just want to get back to myself again. Who is this person I see? I hate this version of me. I thought that I was free. Who is this person I see? I hate this version of me. I am allergic to me. There's no harmony in familiarity, but I find it hard to leave. There's no harmony in familiarity, but I find it hard to believe. Who is this person I see? I hate this version of me. I thought that I was free. Who is this person I see? I hate this version of me. I am allergic to me.
So, yeah, Molly, the Vulpines, first of
Good.
all, I suppose we're more familiar with that. And then you're doing other stuff, you're doing solo
Yeah.
projects, you're doing collaborations with people. So, start at the beginning. The Vulpines and all that, I presume, is the first one. When did that start off?
7 years ago, and it's been the quickest 7 years of my life.
Yeah.
Just can't believe that. Yeah.
And you're a
So
duo.
we started, our first gig, we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. So, like, that's something in
And
itself, like, and you do, like, from everybody's everybody who talks about you, like, mentions the wall of sound, mentions how much volume and how much intensity you can get from just two people, which is kind of quite impressive. So you started 7 years ago, and you've been in rebellion. You've done nearly everything there is to be done in punk rock.
yeah, Rebellion, the first one we did was 2018.
Yeah,
And then I think we skipped one, and then COVID happened and we skipped two. We're back again this year, which is brilliant. Yeah, like to be honest, like when we first started out, we just gigged so much and we said yes to absolutely everything. I think that stood to us. We were able to, because there's only two of us, we really locked in and learned how to vibe off each other, I guess. We don't gig as much now. We just like to do the odd gig now and make it more meaningful when we do play. Because we absolutely gigged it solid for 4 or 5 years.
and you released some
And then
material
COVID.
during that period of time as well, didn't you? You have, what is it, albums or EPs? Yeah.
Never released an album, which is pretty embarrassing in that time, but we've released 3 EPs
Yeah,
and
you've more than
with
enough
a few
material. That's what I
singles.
was wondering. That's why I was being cautious with the question. I was like, Jesus, you have a lot of songs. You must have an album.
Yeah, we've released 2 records, 2 vinyl records. Our first release was on a UK label called Head Check, and that was just a CD release, and that was just our first 4 recordings that we'd done.
Yeah.
I don't think we have any more of them left. I think there might be a few knocking around my house, but we released the records on Peter's label, F.O.A.D.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, we have new songs, and we are talking about doing a new EP, not an album. Well, who knows?
Yeah.
But we'll probably be doing that later in the year.
So yeah, so what's the recording process like for the two of you? Like you went to a studio because I know like you're involved as well with Merle Streak and some of the work he does, and he does a lot of his
Yeah.
stuff by himself. So I'm just wondering, like yourselves, is it a DIY thing? Is it into the studios? How do you go about it?
We've never recorded ourselves.
Yeah.
Um, I I don't know. I'm a bit of a disaster when it comes to home recording. I do all my demos. I record them on my phone and me and the acoustic guitar, and then I might send that to Kaz. I'm no way professional with my setup. I don't own a sound card. I don't have any music software.
So I'm
Um,
laughing
I think it's
because it's
because I
just
work.
reminding me. It's just reminding me. I remember when the Debbie Timmo, when we got started off, we released something that I had done just that. I just recorded it with the phone or something and thrown it up. And Niall McGurk, who knew an earlier band I was in back in the '90s, wrote up. I see the recording process hasn't improved one, but but likewise, yeah. I suppose down in Mayo we have to kind of do
Oh,
that
I'm just
ourselves.
terrible
But
at it. Yeah,
it's not something I
absolutely.
relish, I have
Just
to
wouldn't
say.
even attempt. I just want to leave that to the experts, you know. But we've recorded with James Stark, and he did one of our first singles. So and then we went back to him for our last EP. Um, we've also done some recordings with Darklands, Dan Doherty there. Um, we recorded with Gav, Moody Man in Camden Recording Studio. So yeah, we usually just book studio time. We have the songs rehearsed. Sometimes we record live together, and then I'll layer the vocals. We usually get better takes when it's us playing live together, rather than doing everything separately.
Do you add instruments into it, or the guitar and the drums then, or is it in the recordings themselves?
No, we've always been very strict about that. I only started to layer guitar with the last EP that we did, a couple of overdubs, but we always wanted it to be just as it is live.
Yeah, yeah,
So just beefed up guitar, drums, vocals, and nothing else. There's never been any bass on any of our recordings.
yeah.
So yeah,
That's
we're
impressive.
very yeah, we have a very set way that
Yeah.
we do things.
Well, there's an
Me and
integrity
Kaz.
to that, like, because I always, I suppose as a musician, like, you're always thinking, you can do so much nowadays with overdubs and what you can effects and add layers to things, but if it can't be played live, is there a point? Would be kind of my attitude.
Exactly,
But
exactly.
like the recording
Sorry,
has
go
to
ahead.
be, the recording kind of has to be of the band, not of some, you know, perfect kind of 20 actual, voice
Yeah,
control.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. But that's
And I
that's
don't want to do a solo over power chords when live.
yeah.
I just
Well,
want a
like
guitar.
having said that, and I don't know if I'm safe to say this. I can't mention the name of the band. It's a very, very famous band in Ireland, kind of punk. Yeah, some consider it punk or whatever. But as we all know, Nirvana used to get Pat Smear in on stage to fill out their live thing. But everybody knew he was their touring guitarist. Whereas there's a certain Irish band who friend of mine was at one of their gigs there recently, and there was a guitarist hiding behind the stacks, behind the amp stacks, playing it. And if some of their favorite
Hiding.
songs, huh? I can't say who it is because the station would kill me. But
I'm just hoping that you'll say it by accident. How can I make you say it by accident?
but I mean, they have a very famous
Remember that
song.
one?
They're a three-piece, and they have a very famous song. And on that song, you can hear a rhythm guitar set down its riff, and then you can also hear this great little riff of a lead guitar over that. And can't be played at the
Okay,
same
so you're
time.
narrowing it down for me. I'm just going to Google Irish three-piece bands. Yeah, but I mean, that's a bit silly because why are you hiding them?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
the poor guy got a bit
Literally
of a raw
hiding
deal
behind the
there.
stacks, like I could, it was. Yeah, when you get to that
Yeah,
stage, you might as well
yeah,
just have the
that's
fucking record player on behind you.
and it's more embarrassing that people know about it and
Yeah, it
we're
was my
talking
friend was
about it.
kind of
I'm
working
definitely gonna find out.
with a pal that pal of mine. He'd kind of got a gig sort of working as a sort of roadie and a helping hand behind the stage, so he got to see it, you know. But this is
Yeah, I mean, how are
just
you
taking
gonna
a
hide them
photograph.
during sound check? And when you have to say how many people are in the band to get passes and stuff, you're like sneaking in someone. It's like I need a wristband for X. It's
He's,
like,
he's my guitar tech who plays my guitar pieces.
yeah, can I have a food token for question mark? Yeah, no, that's silly.
So anyway, yeah, that was kind of strange. So yeah, I respect the integrity of doing it as it's done on stage, etc. You've played quite a few
Yeah,
stages. You're
definitely.
saying Rebellion and all that. You gig profusely. And what's coming up in the short term for the Vulpynes? I'll get on to your solo career now because that's really fascinating and who you're collaborating with.
Yeah,
Vul-
well, Vulpines, well, we have Rebellion, and we're also, I can't tell you what it is. I see I'm getting you at your game now. It's like top secret. No.
this is
We're gonna do
becoming a habit of
something
people
very
on this show.
different.
Like, I was laughing about this with Eddie Neal
Everything's
here,
like all the secrets
all
being
the
talked, like
secret.
it's real Irish, like don't tell your one, but it's like
Well, had
I
Rob
shouldn't
Hawke
really
from
say anything,
Exploited
but
on, he wasn't allowed to, well, he kind of dodged the question, but he was kind of saying, well, like, I can't, man. The record label will hang us if we do.
well, in reality, I probably could tell you what it is, but in case it doesn't happen,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, we're doing something in May, and it's to do with theatre. So
Class.
it'll be something very different, but it will be Vulpines doing something, yeah,
Good.
theatre related. I'm so bad at not saying
Yes.
what I'm
That's the
supposed, I'm
thing.
just going to end up telling you every detail now. And then we have some songs that we need to polish up and record because yeah, we've been putting it on the long finger for a while, and I think our last gig was with Cockney Rejects, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. Um, so we um we have to get back into the rehearsal room and polish up the songs that I have. And yeah, we do want to record
Excellent, excellent. So you're
this
saying
year for
next
sure.
May there'll be a theatrical production or something that you're involved in, and then you got the Rebellion, and that's
Yes.
the next dates for the Vulpines. Tell me about your solo career.
Yeah.
That start and
Um, Solo career. I'm not sure if it's like a career. It's
well, you
just
know what I mean. It's like we
I
all have these. Like I actually have a
yeah.
band called the Side Projects. Myself and Brian from Frenzy and
Oh
Tolerance,
yeah.
and then another lad on drums, Fonzie from Vulgar and Board in Chicago. So like and then there's another band I'm in, Stick Fighter. So I mean, three bands. I
Oh, you're like
guess some of us
myself.
do that.
Yeah.
You're in the
Keep the options
Vulpines.
open.
You're doing your own solo act, we'll say. Well, are you doing that or are you doing that with Peter Jones? Am I right about that? Is he on guitar or something?
Um, so I had some I recorded the songs over about 6 months, and I
Yeah.
did it really relaxed and chilled out. I did one a month, and then I went back and maybe polished up vocals, and I didn't really know what I was going to do. And then I got four songs together, and Peter Jones plays guitar on one of them,
Yeah.
and my friend Tony Carberry from Lee Harvey's,
Yeah.
he plays bass on three of them,
Right.
and Meryl Streak does drums on three
Wow.
of the four on the EP as well.
Mm.
Um, and he was like encouraging me to do it and told me that it would be easy and that I should just put out a record. And I said, okay. So I just listened to him and did it. And then I realized I've only four songs. So how am I going to do this live? Like if I play a gig, I'm just going to either going to be really short or, so I've been writing more songs and taking songs that like I have so many that I've even just forgotten about. So I put a set together, and Peter's going to play live with me,
Yeah.
which is brilliant. Tony's going to play live, and I have Jay from Paranoid Visions. He's going to play drums live.
All right.
And we've been rehearsing over the past few weeks, and it's been deadly, like so much fun.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Like it's some collection of musicians as well. Like a bit of a super group going on there. Like But
It is a super group.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, it is good crack as well. There's sound
I
people.
just
But
exactly,
yes,
yeah.
so when is that? When is that making its debut? Or when are
That
you?
that gig is in Whelan's on the. I keep saying messing up the 24th and the 25th. It's on the 24th, and that's a Saturday. And for now. I mean, it's one off. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm playing Rebellion as well. I'm doing the acoustic stage or
right.
the almost acoustic stage, so I'll do that by myself.
Yeah,
Maybe Tony will do some acoustic bass. We've been kind of having a chat about that, but I'm not going to be touring like a mad thing with this. This is
yeah,
just a little, here's some songs, one gig here, one gig there kind of thing.
yeah. Brilliant, brilliant. So, and Dave, Meryl Streep was involved in it too, like, and because he was on the show before, like, and he was explaining to me how he does all of the production himself of his own songs, etc. So I suppose he's the man who know. And yeah, it's quite interesting. Like, so you have Paranoid Visions, Lee Harvey's, Meryl Streep involved, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, like I had the songs, I sent Dave the recordings of me playing them, and I told him the BPM, and he did the drums
yeah,
and just sent them back to me. And I was like, oh my God, because he made it seem so easy,
yeah, yeah,
which I know it's not.
yeah.
Um, but I think for live, I was toying around with ideas like, how can I do it? Will I do it to a backing track? Would that be weird? So I just decided to do a full band since it's only going to be a few gigs.
Do you rehearse, or how does it work? Is it all like things sent back and forth?
We do rehearse. Yeah, we started rehearsing in Unit 1 a couple of weeks ago. You know, there was a lot of pressure because I knew that there was a Whelan's gig coming up, but I only had a certain amount of songs. So then I had to write a couple of new ones and send them to the lads. And now we're going through those new ones, but it's
Yeah,
coming together quicker than I thought.
yeah.
So nothing like a deadline to get you,
True,
or I have
focus
to get my
and
shit
all that kind of
together.
stuff. Yeah, no, it's very true. It's very true. Like anytime we've had lineup changes, the same thing. If there's a gig in front of you, makes that transition a bit easier.
Exactly.
But yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So Rebellion, you'll be busy, nearly as busy as Peter. He's usually on a few stages as well. Is he
Yeah,
involved
I
in
was
that
saying like
actually? Is he going to be playing on the almost acoustic with you, or is it?
no, he's not, but
I was
there
laughing.
is
Just seeing
another
how many
gig.
stages that guy can do in one festival, you know?
And then there is another gig that I will be doing with the band that's not announced yet. That's going to be in the Rose and Crown, the bar across the road from Winter Gardens.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it the Tash? Yeah, the Tash is the upstairs part. So I'll be playing there with Peter, Tony, and Jay around the time of Rebellion.
Yeah.
So I'm nearly as bad as Peter Jones, like getting as many gigs in as I
That's what
can.
it sounded like,
I just
loads
need
of
to do,
bands,
I just need to do the
loads of stages
literary
on Rebellion.
finish. I think that's set up a clothes stall as well when I'm there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Brilliant, brilliant. Well, listen, any releases on your own stuff?
Yeah, so the EP that my solo EP is out on the 24th of February as well. And
Right.
that's yeah, same day as the
And
Whelan's
that's going to be
gig.
that's what the gig is for, is to release the EP kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, yeah.
So
And is
that's
that
four
released?
tracks. And then
Is that No Romance, or who's that been released with through?
F.O.A.D,
All right, yeah.
and it's in association with Scene Report Records as well. They're a Welsh label. And
And
yeah,
when people get it, is it
you
Advanced
can
Records or Rhodes?
you can pre-order it from Rotator Advanced Records there
Right.
now. And yeah, the next song that I'm releasing is called Romantic, and that's out on the 14th of February. Yeah, there's another project that I'm been cooking up as well. I know, it's like a million different bands, but I've been asked to do some vocals for a new project called Werewolf, and that's
Oh,
a collective of musicians. Neil ex Lugosi is putting it all together,
right.
and he's just drafted in some musicians, kind of like what I did,
Yeah.
to play and sing different things. So that'll be out the Mayish as well. I think we're going to record around April.
Are you just
So
recording for
yeah,
that,
that's
or are
just
you going to be
something.
involved in that band, or how's that going to work?
Yeah, we had a chat yesterday about the potential of doing live stuff, depending on everyone's availability. And we're going to get together and have a few rehearsals and see how it goes. But
So what's the scene like
yeah,
in Dublin? Like, there's a lot of that going on. Or that's what I'm hearing from down here, this side of the Shannon. It's like, you look east and you see a lot of people in different bands, in different combinations in different bands and stuff like that. There seems to be a tight scene up there. You all seem to kind of know each other. I know it's a small enough town, Dublin, but I haven't been out of it that long.
definitely.
But I've noticed recently, like you played with Cockney Rejects, and that was Mid-Sound Productions, and so you have Chris there, and you have kind of a Brazilian community, which kind of started off. We played
That's right.
ourselves. When Radastupuero played, we played opening for them. But and I was really impressed because I remember standing after our own slot, like standing in the audience, and all around me was people singing in Portuguese and all that. I was like, this is brilliant in the middle of Dublin. This is
Brilliant.
class. Like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah, there seems to be so many different layers of scenes up there in Dublin at the moment. A lot's happening. Where's the places people should go to gigs to see people in that? So if people wanted to go and see the Harveys or go to see Paranoid Visions or go to see yourselves, the Vulpynes and stuff like that, is there any coherence to it
Well,
at the moment?
like good venues
Yeah, is there any
and
regular? Is there kind of like, because I know Peter Jones used to run, what was it, Dando Productions, and before
that
that,
was in
Deco had
Fivers.
F.O.A.D and all
Yeah.
of it. Is there anything like that happening in Dublin at the moment? Is there any kind of cohesion to it, or
Yeah, I mean, I don't live in Dublin anymore. I don't live too far away. I live in Kildare, and I used to be in town every weekend
yeah,
at gigs. And I have to say, I've knocked that on the head a little bit over the last while. But Grand Social put on some brilliant gigs,
yeah,
and we had a great spot in Temple Bar that were putting on all ages gigs, but they were like all dayers. So they'd
yeah,
start about 4 and they'd end really early. But that's
yeah?
I mean, maybe they've started up again and I'm just a bit out of touch, but it was in a venue called the Wild Duck. That was really good.
Well, the
And Fivers have
Sunday
gigs
Social Club, wasn't that it, or something?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah, yeah. There was, yeah, and that was
Um,
bringing a lot of the Dublin bands together, and there was sort of something regularly happening on a Sunday, and it wasn't. You weren't relying on like a larger act from England or the States or something to kind of make the gig. It was the bands themselves coming together. Like,
exactly.
it's really cool to see that.
Uh, Shin is a good venue as well. They support a lot of up and coming and local artists.
So when you're starting
And
off, I
most of
suppose,
the gigs,
I guess what I'm getting at is, so when you're starting off now doing your own stuff and all that, where would people tend to come across you? You find like you're doing the Whelan's gig, which I presume you've kind of organized yourselves to release the EP and stuff
yeah,
like that. But is there anything for the likes of yourself who's a start up and coming? So you're not, you're the Vulpines, but at the same time, your own personal stuff is kind of new. So therefore, is there
yeah,
anything
yeah, I know what you
you're aiming at?
mean. Well, like there's always Fibbers.
Yeah,
It's a great spot.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think I'm getting like too old for it now though.
Jesus,
But it
we
is
we
great.
played there in December. Eddie put us on the Christmas bash one up there, but it's good crack. I think,
Oh, Eddie's night. I've
yeah, sure.
actually
So
forgot what
staying in
place
his
is that,
house, I
but
was. We were up drinking whiskey until about 10 o'clock the next day. Like,
is that that's the Buddy Core nights that he runs there,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but that's great. I mean, and he always gets up and coming bands as well.
yeah,
Or bands that necessarily wouldn't be like getting, big support slots.
yeah.
He would give
Well,
them
that's needed. That's
um
really important, I think, to grow any
an
scene.
opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah,
We need more venues as well.
yeah,
Um it's very disheartening when they all close down. When the Workman's Club is another good venue on the Quays in
yeah,
Dublin that would have a lot of alternative and indie nights. We played there, Vulpines played there a good few times when we were starting off, and yeah, Meryl Street has done his headline gigs there,
that's right.
and
Yeah.
it's a good spot.
And are you doing any for yourself? Like you worked with him before, you worked with Meryl Streep before. Is there anything more happening in that? He's in a new album coming out shortly, or it's in production at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, he
New album.
does. I think it's finished, but I think I'm going to record a song shortly in the next couple of weeks. I don't know if it's going to go on that or not.
Yeah,
Um, but I can't keep up with him. He's 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 always busy.
yeah.
Um,
No, but it's class to
loads of
see.
gigs
It's
and
class to
tours.
see the likes of yourself, and Ollie kind of, working together and coming up with all these different projects. It's very inspirational down there, like to see, groups work like that. But anyway, Molly, it's been great to have you on the show. I can see time is going against us, but we'll have you back maybe sometime
That
once
went quick.
those EPs are released, etc. And best of luck and
Yeah,
thanks
yeah,
for coming.
definitely. Thanks so much for having me.
Your indifference doesn't make a difference to me. With a twinkle and a smile, I got serenity. You fed me breadcrumbs one by one. The deliverance waited on. I've got a one-horse mind. And you won't let me inside. Trust me, I've tried. Your resistance can't resist me. With this bigger little mind, I'll bleed insanity. You let me out into the sun. The reduction made me so numb. I've got a one-horse mind. And you won't let me inside. Trust me, I've tried. I've tried. I know I should try something else. I can't give it up when it's bad for my health. And now I'm on the shortest chain. It chokes me and it fucks with my brain. Fucks with my brain, fucks with my brain, fucks with my brain, fucks with my brain, yeah.
N Kaos. Deadbeat's journey through the underground. Interviews, music, punk, community. Attitude. Support your scene, like, follow and share. And say hello in the comments below.